what was once recognized as human,
but is no longer human. What some might think is human.
What some consider to be human once, they no longer agree on anymore, which would make it unhuman. I was doing this throughout the entire fucking film. I just kept coming up with all these ridiculous ways of saying that something was
of human.
Yes.
Opposite.
Yeah. That was the fun we had during this movie.
Yeah.
Was me making all those comments of how something was unhuman. Mm-hmm. This is not good. This is not a good movie. And it's a shame because this is written and directed. Well, it's written by Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton. It is directed by Marcus Dunstan. The guys behind The Collector, The Collection, Feast 1, 2, and 3, Saw 4, 5, 6, 7, Piranha, Piranha 3D, Piranha 3 Double D, and The Neighbor, and yeah, they've done a ton of shit, and I really like almost everything they've done. The only other thing that I didn't really care for is the other thing they did with Blumhouse. This is a Blumhouse film. They did a movie for the Into the Dark series on Hulu called Pilgrim, which I was very blah on it. That was a very mediocre film. And here we are yet again. Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton should not work with Blumhouse because they are not the kind of filmmakers to work with a studio that's trying to appeal to a mass audience and keep it kind of light. No. Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton make The Collector. They make Feast. They make Saw movies. Like, they make fucking wild, gruesome, brutal shit. This is not that. No. This is a film that... Okay, it's about... Sorry. You want to tell them what it's about? Tell them what it's about.
No, you can tell them what it's about. Okay, it's about a group of high school kids who go on a field trip and they hear a broadcast, like a government broadcast saying that there's been a chemical, what are those called? Agent, chemical like toxin that's released into the populace, and people are infected and they're dangerous and basically...
They're hungry howies.
They're hungry howies. Nightmare City.
The nickname she gave the zombies and Nightmare City.
And they get into a wreck in their school bus, and they think that they've come into contact with all these infected people, and they try and survive. And there's a twist.
Yeah,
and the twist is bad.
Yeah, the twist could have worked had it been executed differently and not so bombastically over the top and outrageous to the point where you roll your eyes and go, none of this is even slightly believable.
No, it was very unbelievable.
So one of the biggest problems with this film is that it's trying so hard to be hip. And clever.
I thought that the whole
time. And it's not
I was like,
at all.
This is like they want a bunch of like 16, 17, 18-year-olds to be like super into it and relate to it and like, high school, it sucks, doesn't it, fellow kids? Like,
yeah, this is very much the Steve Buscemi fucking hello, fellow teenagers.
Yes.
Because this is like 40, 50-year-old men trying to write teenage dialogue that they think is hip for the modern age. And it's kind of like, hey there, kids. Is everything dope today?
Is everything dope?
Like, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
That would be better.
Yeah.
So, the one thing, too, so the actress that's the lead in this is also in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the TV series. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it, how she's actually a really decent actress. Like, I actually really enjoyed her performance in this and in I Know What You Did Last Summer. But I hate both of these things that she's been in, which really bums me out because I think she's super adorable. I think she's great in horror. Like, she has a good look when she's covered in blood. Yeah. Like, but I don't like the stories that she's been in. No. And it's a shame.
It is a shame.
I don't know what her name is either, and that's a shame.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm watching this, and the entire time, I just feel like, yeah, it's trying to be relatable to you know, either people who went through this in high school, people who were bullied, and we're gonna rise up against the man, and oh, there's the archetypes, the jock and the cheerleader, and they're all so obvious, and everything, like, when it gets to the twist, it's like, it's hard to talk about without spoilers, but you're like, what?
Yeah.
How? Because it's so over the top that you're like, no. no. And there's a character that's, you know, part of this twist, and they're like trying to act like they don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro.
Like,
what?
Yeah.
Come on. So anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. This movie is not really worth our time to discuss. It's just, it's a really unfortunate film.
Positives, though, I will say, I liked the lighting.
The lighting's really good.
Which is really cool. And I did like some of the, like, I don't know if it would be the cinematography, but there's, like, some graphics that they use, like, during some of the fight sequences, and, you know, like, with the blocks and the...
Oh.
I thought that looked kind of cool.
Editing choices.
There was some cool editing choices. It was a little overused at times, but I think it was kind of neat. It reminded me of, like, I don't know, like a comic kind of, you know, like comic pages.
Sure. Yeah, that's what they were going for.
But the lighting was really great, so
that's a positive. I thought that the action was horribly filmed and horribly directed. After having just watched fucking Police Story with you.
Oh, yeah.
And having grown up on, you know, all the action movies that I watch, and having seen the John Wick movies and the Raid movies, and I can go through a plethora of amazingly filmed action sequences, whether it's Ong Bak or whatever. Not that these film, don't get me wrong. I know someone's probably rolling their eyes right now, like, what'd you expect? It to be fucking, you know, the Raid? Not at all. Yeah. I'm just saying that if you're going to film fight sequences, maybe do a little education on how to film, because there's such bad geography with the fight sequences that I genuinely didn't know who was who. Yeah. There was like two characters fighting, and it was happening so close up and so shaky, and everything was cutting so fucking fast. I was like, it would, like, they'd be going this way, but then they'd come out of frame this way, and I'd be like, wait, because of that, usually the way action works is that you have this guy on this side, and you have this guy on this side, and if they move this way, then the frames and the shots have to move this way, so this guy is still this guy on this side, and this guy on this side. But when you're moving it around, and it's super chaotic, and it's done from different angles, and it's done so close up, you're like, I don't know who's who. I don't know who's winning this fight. I don't know what's happening right now. It's like Quantum of Solace, where it's like that car chase. You don't even know which car's Bond and which car's the guy's chasing him, because everything's done so fast and so choppy and so close up that you're, and then so far away that you're like, what's happening? In which direction are they driving? And where are they going? And it's very confusing, and it's muddled, and man, it was like, what the fuck is happening? So characters are pretty terrible. The writing is pretty awful, which is shocking to me from these guys. The overall tone, everything. It tries to be super cool, super, clever. Right? It's trying to be like that Scream, which I don't like Scream. You like Scream, I don't like Scream, so I'm already out. Even if it was successful in the Scream. I know, but it's trying to be that, like, hip. Yeah. I can speak the language of the kids of today, and we're very self-aware, right? Sure. Yeah. It's very much trying to be that kind of film, and it's not good. It's worse than Scream, and you guys know how much I don't like Scream. So, anyways, moving on. Unhuman. Unclick. Unwatch. Unwatch the movie. Yeah. Bye. Bye.